Hey guys, it's Robin, and this is Robster FPL, and it's match day. Saturday, 21st of August. What's going to happen? Early kickoff for Liverpool Burnley. Then we have the big game of City Norwich. Can they bounce back? Then we have a surprising fixture of Brighton and Watford being a mainstay, but it's going to be really exciting. Can Ismail Sarr be as threatening against the good defensive team of Brighton? Looking through onto Sunday, Man United, Southampton. We know the results of the past. Southampton just lost Vestergaard, but they want to buy a new centre back, so there's a lot of change at Southampton. Can Man United repeat what they did against Leeds? Can Spurs repeat what they did against Man City, even though they just lost in the Conference League? Are Wolves going to look better? They were really good against Leicester last week. They just couldn't convert their chances. The Domitor Hore clear 1-1 could not convert it. Then it's the big London derby, Arsenal and Chelsea. Is Chelsea going to run away with it? Is Arsenal going to look better? I'm calling that game's going to be very, very tight, and I'm calling for a 1-1. I feel like Arsenal are going to be very defensively minded. Chelsea are going to be on the pressure. But I feel on the break, Arsenal could do something to snitch a goal. And I feel like Chelsea will eventually break Arsenal down to get a goal. Could be wildly wrong. It's either going to be a 1-1 very tight game, or it's going to be a 4-1 game, and Chelsea's going to run away with it. And then the Monday night game, West Ham, Leicester, very exciting teams. Mikel Antonio, Jamie Vardy. How's it going to end up? A very exciting weekend ahead. But if you look into my team, I came in at just shy of the top 1 million in the previous round. And if you look at my fixtures my guys are playing against, I'm quite happy. As you've noticed, I've dropped Lewis Dunk, but otherwise that to the bench and brought in John Stones. Otherwise, there's no other change. I believe John Stones will pick into the team. Nathan Ake was a weak link against Tottenham, so I feel like he will drop out, as Stones has had the past week to recover. But if he doesn't, Dunk is playing Watford, so it's not the worst fixture on paper. You're playing a newly promoted team at home. On paper, it looks good. The reason I'm dropping Dunk is because I'm scared of Ismail Sarr, who I've got in my team too. I'm scared of Cucho Hernandez, who will probably start and not come off the bench. Watford look really good on the attack, and especially on the counter-attack. So Brighton is probably going to look to dominate possession, and then Ismail Sarr is going to try and break through around the third centre-back on the left-hand side of Brighton. They had a whole rotation. They lost Ben White. Lewis Dunk's in the centre. But the likes of Webster and Byrne, can they keep up with Ismail Sarr on the break? That's the reason why I dropped him. I don't want to go with a double up of Brighton against the scary-looking Ismail Sarr. Ivan Toney against Crystal Palace. This is where Ivan Toney has to show up. Crystal Palace, like I said in the review game, Crystal Palace's defense looks shocking. Ivan Toney has to score. Aston Villa for Wilson. Big game for him. Aston Villa looked leaky against Watford. Can Newcastle score 2 goals against West Ham? Can they do the same against Aston Villa? And Aston Villa against Newcastle. So that's striker v striker against both teams whose defense aren't looking as solid as it could be. Newcastle conceded 4 in the previous game against West Ham, so Aston Villa have a chance of really getting a few goals. Both teams' defenses look leaky, so therefore both have a really good chance of scoring goals. I'm really happy with my front line. Salah playing Burnley at home, captain option. Take the safe pick, even though Fernandes scored a hat-trick, and it could be another repeat of previous scorelines of the past. I'm going with the safe pick of Salah. Mr. Consistent against Burnley. I will confirm that at the end of this video. I'm still thinking. Bruno Fernandes, ever reliable, scored a hat-trick. Obviously not going to transfer him out after he scored a hat-trick. So yeah. Morris against Norwich. This is his game. If Morris doesn't perform against Norwich, then a person has to transfer him out. Son's form is looking really good, and as a striker, he's looking even more threatening. And if Harry Kane leaves, Son becomes even more valuable. Yes, the team is weakened and doesn't have as much help to assist him, but he's the main guy on penalties, he's the main striker, and at 10 million, that is quite a bargain for a team that looks to break on the counter and looks to play through Son. He was dangerous against Man City every single time on the break, so he is a real guy I'm keeping my eye on for if Morris doesn't perform. Going through the back, Tsimikas against Burnley, Shaw against Southampton, Stones against Norwich, and Sanchez against Watford. Spoke about the Watford situation for Brighton. But on paper, all of these guys have really, really good fixtures, so there's not much twinkling. I've spent a lot of time researching to get my team ready for game week 1. You're not going to throw that all out the window going into game week 2 to take a transfer, to take a hit. If you don't have big injury news in your team, don't risk it. You did all that research for a reason in preseason. After one game should not change your outcome. If we were looking and thinking back, we built our team based around the first 6 to 9 games. To change your team all after one game because of bad results or because you're not in the top 100,000 or top 10k is ridiculous. Stick to what you had, stick to your research that you did in preseason, and have some belief in your guys. Give them a couple of games. Yes, I'm speaking about Morris, but if you look at that team, there's a lot of rotation here. So if he doesn't do well after 2 games, knowing Pep, he might drop him. But the rest of the guys, give them another game. I'll see at the end of game week 2, then you have a better seeing of who's in form, who looks to have a really bad start, and where to make possible changes. And you can also see which guys are on form that you want to bring in. I still have the million in the bank, which is going to come in vital in game week, at the end of game week 2 or 3. But it's match day. Watch some footy. Premier League is back for the second week. You gotta love it. And I'm really happy with my team. Not going to make any changes. The bias in me says give Morris the captaincy, and it could come back to bite me as a differential pick that could really come off. But Bruno and Salah are consistent, and usually you pick the guy that's at home with the easier fixture. So Salah against Burnley is easier than Bruno against Southampton, and it's at home. So take the bias out of it. On paper, who's the most likely captaincy pick? Salah. Next most likely, Fernandes and Morris. And if you look at the game as a whole, there's not much better picks for captaincy for game week 2. There's a lot of question marks on other players. Can Kevin De Bruyne start? Is he going to start? Then he's a possible captaincy pick at home against Norwich. It's a big captaincy pick at home against Norwich. But is he going to start? I believe so, but there is that doubt. You don't want to leave your captain as someone that might only come off the bench. There's a chance that he only comes off the bench if needed, because Pep might look at Norwich as an easier fixture that they should win even without De Bruyne. So take the safe pick. Don't make any rash decisions. And it's almost deadline day. Get your picks in. Who do you want to change? Some watch list players. Adam Armstrong looks exciting. Cucho Hernandez from Watford look exciting. But I'm going to stick with my game week 1 team. Don't make any changes. Top million, basically top million, 91 points, and I still have $1 million in the bank. Game week, after the end of game week 2 is when I can get really exciting. I'll have the 2 transfers then saved up, and I can play around and see where to change what. But it's end of game week 2 preview, and let's see what happens. I believe we should crack the top 1 million and at least hit in the 800,000 mark with a good game week. Probably not 90 points again, because not everyone will come up like they did in game week 1. But I'm banking on Morris to be a big differential player for me. 7% own, 8% own. Morris is my go-to guy for a differential push to jump ahead of other people. Everyone's got Bruno, everyone's got Salah. Who do you have besides those 2 that is going to make the differential push? Star and Morris with this round 3, I believe, are the guys to go. Enjoy the game week. Enjoy making your picks. Don't make any rash calls with 30 minutes to go. Just go out there, enjoy the footy. And remember, don't be biased with your FPL. I'm a Man City fan. I don't want Salah and Tsimikas to do well. But for my FPL, I do. So just watch the footy, enjoy it. Remember, we're doing this for fun because of passion for the game. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. And see you guys for Game Week 2 review on Monday.